Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. Give me a second. Mhm. Okay, so this is our Wheel of Wisdom, and this wheel contains the name of 50 plus books that I have read over the past 10 years of my life. And now I invite you to take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need guidance on today? And see if something specific emerges for you. And if it does, hold that in your heart as we spin this wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is The Mindful Path to Self Compassion, Freeing Yourself from Destructive Thoughts and Emotions by Christopher K. Germer. What a what a beautifully aligned book this is, with the exact practice that we did, which was like a combination of mindfulness and compassion, and starting our day with that. So I'm really glad that this book came up. And before I open the book and we like play a game together, let me first read the comment that just popped in. Um, Bob says, Namaste. That was beautiful. We talked about Professor Gilbert. Yeah, so we talked about Paul Gilbert in the last live, who is also the founder of Compassion Focused Therapy, CFT. So Bob says, my sister said I would tell you to look at the acknowledgements as she's mentioned. Ooh, plus she helped to design the cover. Wow. That is amazing. Bob says you must have started reading them when you were 15. These all these books? Not 15. Hmm, they would be like when I was like, yeah, I think 16 or 17. Yeah, since then I have been reading books. Bob says, what was his surname again? Okay, let me type it here. The surname of the author of this book. Okay. So now let me show you guys the book and then we can play the game together. Mhm. Okay, let me first show you the cover and then uh, we will choose some number. So this is our book, The Mindful Path to Self Compassion. And now, uh, give me a second to choose some numbers for our game. Mhm. Okay. So, my dear ones, before I share the numbers, let me share the instructions for this game, which is that in a moment, I am going to ask you guys to pick a number, the number that first pops up in your head, and you are invited to share that number in the comments. I will go through all your numbers and then pick one based on my intuition. And then whoever number I chooses, I will open that page number and I will read the highlighted part from that page because as I was reading these books, I highlighted the insightful paragraphs or the transformative exercises. So, yeah, those are the instructions. And now I invite you to pick a number between 25 to 281. So, yeah, take your time and see which number pops up in your head and share it. Hey, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Arya. Thank you, Lisa, Mary, Jennifer, Suraj. Okay, Arya again. Um, okay. Anyone else who wants to share a number? Okay, then let me see which number amongst these am I feeling most called to. Okay. So the number that I'm feeling most called to is 416 by Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, let's see what wants to come through this beautiful page. Okay, no. Okay, that was. I didn't notice that, and somehow I still felt called to that number. Interesting. So, dear Jennifer, can you choose a number between 25 to 281? Because, yeah, because there is no page number 416. Yeah. So maybe Jennifer was meant to receive a message, or we can go with the second number that I was feeling most called to. Let's see if Jennifer shares another number. Okay, we have it. Thank you, Jennifer. So the number is 194. Ah, interesting. Mhm. Mm. So the heading is loving others without losing yourself. Each individual needs to find a healthy balance between self care and caring for others, between having an authentic personal voice and staying connected, and between the need for solitude and the need for relationship. So, the question is when me and when others. When you are in pain, give yourself compassion first. Heal the healer. Sometimes a micro moment of self compassion is all it takes. Take, mm, take the typical morning in an American family. Under time pressure to prepare the kids for school, mom or dad may not recognize his or her rising stress level and blurt out something like, why are you always so unhelpful, Sean? And when that happens, try to soften into the catastrophe of the moment. Think for a second, stress, and then say, may I be peaceful. May I be at ease. May we all be peaceful and at ease. Even before you get up in the morning, start repeating the phrases. Then keep yourself in the picture by using the phrases when you need them. Okay, so I guess the last, recommendation was like the perfect, coming back to the practice that we did, which was like, may I be kind to myself today. And that was a morning practice. And this is another way, you know, to realize that, or an addition that you can do, like when you say that, may I be kind to myself, you can include others in that. So, whatever you wish for yourself, you can wish for others too. Because perhaps if they are in the same situation, they might be needing some of that too. It's kind of like, when you are feeling a lot of stress, and when you are with other person in the room, their nervous system is also picking up, the signals that you are sending of stress, that this somehow this is not safe. And when you are regulated, then it also affects the other person positively. So, similarly, in this way as well, when you wish something for yourself, something that you need, you can wish them the same thing, because that is going to be something that they might also need in that moment. So, you don't need to think too hard as to what loving kindness phrase should I use, what wish should I send them. Uh, and, you know, and there was this question that when to prioritize me and when to prioritize others. So every time, in every situation, if you are in pain, if you are suffering, then first give yourself that compassion. Take a moment to notice what is happening within you, what do you need in that moment, and give yourself that either through a wish or through a gesture as well. If you do that, it is going to be more beneficial. And then you have that capacity within yourself to tend to other person. And this is not about uh, this is not about when you are in a crisis situation. At that moment, maybe you need to, work, like make sure of both people's need, or make sure of yours. They say that, first put on your mask and then you can help others, because that's only when you would be able to help more people, when you tend to yourself. So remember that as well. So, yeah, that is all that came up for me from this practice. And I'm glad that Jennifer resonated with this meta practice. And maybe you can do that, today, or if it is, or if you want to start your day tomorrow with this as well, then it would be a wonderful addition to, your morning routine. Okay. And before we move on, I want to share a little something regarding this. So the practice like that we did today is kind of exactly what, came up from this reading, but I don't have that practice yet. I have like I just recorded it, but I have something else that you can try, if this reading resonated with you, with anyone here. So this will help you tune into your needs and also to meet your needs. Okay. Hmm. And if you really like the morning practice, I have like a longer version, like a 17-minute version. I have like a free meditation on that, waking up mindfully. So you can check that out as well. Okay, so now let's move on to our book two. And if you, Jennifer, or anyone else also is feeling called to share something about this reading, or if this reading resonated with someone else as well, you can share that in the comments. Feel free to, share your reflections here in the space. Okay. And now for our second book. Again, hold in your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin. Okay, we are getting a lot of mindfulness today. So the book is Mindfulness for PMS, Hangovers, and Real World Situations by Courtney Sunday. Bob says it's certainly relevant to myself. Glad to hear that, Bob, that you received what, you know, is aligned with you. So, yeah, this is our second book, which is Mindfulness for PMS, Hangovers, and Real World Situations. Hmm. Okay, so let me open this book and see what wants to come through. Hi, Gary. Good morning. Um, I am happy to have you here again. Oh, and I'm glad that you are just in time for our second reading. And today, by the way, today we did a morning practice as well. Ah, okay, so Bob has to go now. I hope that you too, Bob, have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you for spending some time with us in this space. So, this is our second book. And now, let me pick some numbers so that we can play a game together. Okay. Yeah, Carrie likes playing. So, Carrie, are you ready to pick a number between 21 to 203? Here you go. There is no need to rush. Take your time, just see what pops in and share that in the comments. Oh, that was so lovely. Like Carrie and Mary and Lisa and Caitlin. Okay, a lot of magic happening here. Ha. Okay. Ha. Loved what just happened here. A lot of playing with the numbers 2 and 1, huh? Thank you, Sarah, for sharing a number as well. We are all so connected right now. Okay, so, okay, anyone else who wants to share a number? Um, because usually I used to stop at double numbers, but now I just see whatever unfolds because sometimes there is like two times two repetition or three times two repetition, something like that. So let's see. Anyone else who wants to share a number? Okay. So let's go with 201 because it came up for Lisa and Caitlin. And it is somewhere, somehow related to Carrie, Mary, and Arya. Okay, so let's go with 201. Uh, okay. So it's related to how to be mindful while you are driving. Yes, 201 it is. uh, hmm. So the author says, here is a mindfulness exercise I have done when someone has sped past me or cut me off unexpectedly while driving. Rather than assuming the worst about that person, I do Quite the opposite. I assume the best. That person may have just been fired from their job, or rushing to the hospital to their dying mother, or distracted because they had just heard the words, I don't love you anymore. This life thing is tough, and it can be tough on all of us. After the person has zoomed away without noticing me, I choose to notice them. I do a simple loving kindness exercise. Okay, meta coming back to us. So, I do a simple loving kindness exercise. May you be happy. May you be well. May you find peace. I then take a deep breath, and as I exhale, I imagine this exhale helping to relax this person and make them believe that they will be okay. Hmm. I'm kind of speechless by us getting this message again and again and again for practicing loving kindness. So maybe the universe is like, there is someone that still needs to hear it, that still needs to hear it, that still need to practice it in their life, including all of us. So yeah, and this sounds like a lovely practice and like an additional visualization, when after saying these phrases. Okay, so let's break that process down. The first one was like, instead of thinking of the worst in that person who cut you while driving, you can think of the best, because the worst that you thought about that person, that they are, so rude, they are so they are a reckless driver, and so on and so forth, which is also a story our mind is telling us. We really don't know what is happening with that person, right? And we imagine this story, we imagine the worst in them, and that induces anger in us, frustration in us, irritation in us. And that is not a nice feeling to carry. So we switch the narrative, we switch the story in our head to what is the best possible interpretation of the situation that is not going to make me feel unpleasant, unnecessarily. So we go with the other story, that maybe this happened in this person's lives, because of which they are stressed, because of which they're sad, because of which they are in a hurry. And we go with that story. We choose to believe the story that is going to bring us peace, that is going to help us practice kindness, that is going to help us embody being a kind, compassionate, wise person. So first, we switch the thoughts, we switch the story. And if you have difficulty with that, I want to share a resource quickly and then move on to the second part. So, this will help you learn how to change your thoughts in a way, or in a way that is more helpful, that is more healthy. Now, the second part, which is that we send a wish, to them, a loving kindness phrase. And that is again going to make us feel present and pleasant at the same time. So we practiced what we learned like in the previous reading as well, that when you're feeling something, maybe you can wish them something that you need. So in that moment when you're feeling irritated, you wish, yourself and that and them, you can include both of you, or you can just send a wish to them, whatever, however, you feel called to do that in the moment. So you send that wish, any wish, whatever you need in that moment, or whatever you think they might need, you send them that. And if you have never done this loving kindness practice, or if you want to do it for a person that really irritates you, then I also created, like, I think four versions, like 5 minute, 10 minutes, and the 5 minute or 10 minute one was specially for the person who irritates you, or who causes distress in you. So you can find all of those in my free mindfulness meditation challenge playlist. Okay. Um, so yeah, we do with that step, and then final one, we add a visualization that with the exhale, not only we are relaxing, they are also relaxing, because a person who is at peace, a person who is relaxed, is less likely to cause more suffering, more pain in the world in general, right? So yeah, those were the three steps that came up, and that was all that came up for me to speak. Okay, so let's see what is coming up for you guys. Okay. Caitlin says, I get a whole jump scare. Startles the crap out of me. Lol. So I wish them well and hope everyone gets where they are going safely. Ah, I know. I know how easy how it's like to get easily scared. I get scared in my home a lot. Whenever someone just suddenly comes up. So my system is like on super alert. So yeah, you and what a lovely wish to send them, to think about them, that they also reach home safely, because there is someone waiting for them as well. And for everyone who they encountered in their way, or you encountered in your way, reaches home, reaches wherever they want to go safely. So I love this is such a beautiful, beautiful wish. Thank you, Caitlin, for sharing it with us. And yeah, and you can wish like something additional, like um, when you get started, so you can also send a nice wish to yourself first as well, that ah, that may I feel safe enough, like may I feel surrounded by a safety bubble, or may I feel safe, my system, may my system be able to rest now, or something like that, whatever you feel like you need in that moment. So yeah, giving yourself that wish and then sending that wish to them as well. uh just a session. Carrie says, may you be happy, may you be well. Thank you, Carrie, for sending this beautiful wish to me and everyone else in the space. Thank you. I forgot to receive it. So yeah, it took a moment to do that. Lisa says, hi, am I too late? No, Lisa, you are just on time. I did a quick recap of this reading, and then we are going to do another reading. So yeah, you are just in time. And welcome back. Caitlin says, whoa, that is a whole new level of empathy and meta for me, lol. I dig it. I wouldn't go as far as to breathe for them, but that is me. That is lovely though. Ah, that's okay if it doesn't resonate, but maybe you can give it a try with maybe something less um on that, frustration level, or whatever emotion you feel, like maybe a less severity situation, and see how that goes for you. You know, just give it a try. And if not, then yeah, not everything is for everyone. Ah, Gary says, that means we need to keep practicing the meta meditation more. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, because because I was going to say the exact same thing that has been coming up again and again in this live, which is like mindfulness is incomplete without compassion, without the heart, without, the kindness, that component. It is incomplete without that. You need both of it, because otherwise you would be like, oh, I have all these patterns and I'm aware of them, and that is so frustrating. Still keep on doing them, and then you berate yourself even more. So you need that compassion in that as well. Okay, I need to drink some water. again and again, I'm feeling like I need to share, where you can find that loving kindness practice. So let me first do that and then I will read the comments, the rest of them. Because if I keep ignoring, whatever's coming up in my head, it keeps on coming up again and again. Not like shouting, but yeah, little voice whispering. So yeah, maybe okay, so this loving kindness practice, the four versions that I shared, you can find them in like I have okay. So you can find them when you go to my homepage and when you scroll down to the bottom. So you will see just above the group, you will see a playlist section. I have now added like seven playlists. So I have seven courses and seven playlists. So yeah, this is the playlist that you can go for, which is a mindfulness meditation day. Sorry, 21-day mindfulness challenge. So all the meditations here are free. So in case you don't have premium, you can still, listen to this. So I have like four versions and four different durations of this meta practice in this. Okay, Arya says, Uh, like to always think about something good when things don't go the way it's usually done. I really like that, Love that mindset. Okay. Carrie likes the playlist. Thank you, Carrie. Lisa says, I need to hear this. I have to do that with a lot of drivers. Lisa, then I'm glad that you found the right practice. Now there would be a lot of opportunities to practice this for you. Uh, and maybe you don't aim for practicing this every single time, but yeah, maybe like once a day, I would practice this. So like set a very minimal goal. Carrie says, wish them love and understanding. Exactly, Carrie. You got it. Carrie says, oh, nice. I will look for that in your profile. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate you, checking out all of that. uh, and I'm feeling like saying that may you also find something special when you go through that, when you search for it. Maybe you will. Okay, Caitlin says, uh, yes, I went looking for the dog earlier this morning and I knew she was in the back room. But on my way to go to look, she comes running out of the darkness and gave me a good shake. Yeah, exactly. Every time like I get scared and my dad is like, no one is in the house. Who will enter the house? Why do you get scared? I'm like, I don't know. This is how just my system, my body works. It is not in my control per se. uh and that is okay. You know, your body. This was just another reminder that your body is working so hard to protect you, to keep you safe all the time. Maybe she doesn't need to, but she is. So yeah, thanks. Thank you, body. And it's okay, you can relax. Mary says, I needed this the other day. Mary, then maybe, you can carry it, you can practice it, on in normal situations with other things also. And then it will come back to you, you will remember to use it if you need to use it the next time. So yeah. And I hope that it, turns out to be helpful. Lisa says, thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Caitlin says, I'm also glad when they pass me because then I know they aren't near me anymore. They are somewhere else driving like that. And to comment on your suggestion about calming down, I do something like that. I reassure myself that I am fine and we are all safe and essentially okay. So just keep driving. Love that. Love that you do that, Caitlin, for yourself. It's amazing. And thank you for like sharing the exact words because they can be helpful. Like they give kind of other people, ideas what to say to themselves. So yeah, thank you. David says, I'm late again, but I'm here now. That's okay, David. We still have 10 minutes. So, yeah, I'm hoping we can get to the third and the final message for today, and you will receive whatever it is you and Lisa needs to hear most. Gary says, these days it's a necessity for yourself as much as for everyone else. Times are strange. We need to be in a higher vibration to lift others. Exactly, exactly. Gary says, David timing is divine. You are here in the right time. 100% agree with you, Gary. Okay, so David, Lisa, and anyone else who wants to receive some guidance, hold your specific question in your mind as we spin the wheel. Okay. A Tree in a Forest by Ajahan Chah. So, he is a popular Buddhist teacher, a monk, and a tree in a forest is kind of metaphor, and this book contains a lot of metaphors. So let me open this beautiful book. Oh, Jennifer, thank you so much for your kind donation. Thank you for supporting my work. I'm happy that you received something of value from this space. Thank you. Uh, okay, so choosing some numbers. Yay. So I invite you to pick a number between 18 to 118. So yeah, pick a number and no need to rush. I choose a number randomly, okay? So just share the number that pops up in your head first. Thank you, Arya, David, B, Gary. Ah, Gary, your name is always rhyming with someone. Like last time it was Gary, Mary, and now it's B, Gary. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Arya. Okay, Arya shared another number. Thank you. Thank you, Yanne or Jane. How is it pronounced? Okay, Jane. Jane. Okay. JN. JN. Is that right? JN. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. You can say no. Jane, but English J. Mm, Jane, but English J. I'm trying to understand. Figure it out in my head. Uh, yeah, I need some help. Uh, Jane, not Y. Jane, not YJ. Jane, Jane, Jane. Oh, okay. I'm like, sorry. I'm so sorry. I want to pronounce your Yanni. Okay, okay, Yanni. Okay, Yanni. Yeah, I said Yanni. Yeah. Jani. Okay. Jani, is that Jani? No, plain Jane. Plain Jane. Okay, not no. Not no, plain Jane. Okay. Jane, is it Jane, right? I'm so sorry. I just want to, pronounce your name, like your beautiful name correctly. Okay, okay. Yeah, I was right. Why did I complicated it? It's okay. Happens, happens. Ha. I needed to spend. Now you can practice compassion if I irritated you. Okay. Hmm. Carrie says, I'm in my higher self this morning. Oh, yeah, Carrie is resonating with everyone in the space today. Ah, okay. Now, let me go through the numbers that has poured in after this discussion. Okay, let's see. Mhm. So the number that I'm feeling most called to is 88 by Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so let's see what wants to come through page 88. Okay, so the heading is host and guests. Your mind is like the owner of a house. Gary likes the pick. Okay, so again, your mind is like the owner of a house, and the feelings are like the guest that comes and go, but have only one chair in your house, so you can see each guest clearly. See the moods and emotions that come to bother you. Then let them go. Keep keep mindfulness in every posture. If you just follow your moods, you won't see them. So this is a piece of wisdom conveyed through a metaphor. And the things that are coming up for me from this metaphor is that, so as the author says that you are the owner of your house. Okay, so you are the one who is controlling, the boss. You are the one who is the owner, who is in control. And everything else is just a visitor. Everything else is just temporary. They are not a part of this house. They do not have a registration of this house as you have. You are the one who is the owner. And then have only one seat in your house. It reminded me of something called as seat of consciousness, that, you are the one who is sitting at the seat of consciousness. And when you only have one seat and you are the one who is sitting in the seat of consciousness, meaning you are aware, then you can see everything else clearly. You can see all the guests, the emotions, the thoughts, the sensations, the moods, the urges. You can see all of them clearly from the seat. You do not let anyone else sit in that seat, because if they do, they think that they are the owner of the house because they are sitting on the seat and you are not, right? So you sit on that seat and you just observe them, okay, that they are here. And once they are here, they stay for a while, they have some tea with you, and then you let them go, because they are not the one, they are not the resident of the house. They come, they stay for a while, and then they leave. And what else? And there was this also thing that keep mindfulness in every posture. So that kind of brought to my, mind something like, that become aware of your body, your postures and everything. Because, like, if you are aware of them, you might notice that the moment you start to slouch, you do that when you're feeling sad. And when you are like this, you do this when you're feeling confident, when that emotion of confidence is there, when that emotion of openness is there, that's when you have your chest, wide, your heart open. And, like when your fist is tight, you are holding some tension. But when your hands are relaxed like this, you are, feeling more calmer. So, like, the changes in posture can be a indication that something is going on within you. So if a part of you is tight, is holding on some tension, it is slouching, and you have a frown on your face, so these are all little signals that maybe that emotion has taken your seat, you know so you need to take it back. You do not need to push them. You can observe them. You can just notice that they have taken your seat, and then they will see you seeing them, and then they will get up from that seat. You will sit on the seat, and you can observe them from there. You can communicate with them, talk with them, and then you can let them go. So, yeah, that's all that came for me from this, you know whole practice. And it reminded me of like that poem by Rumi, which is The Guest House. It is a pretty popular poem. And yeah, I absolutely love it. And it also reminded me of this therapy approach, which is called IFS, Internal Family System. And this is also, the seat of consciousness, like the stuff that I was talking about was also kind of influenced from that. Okay, so let's see now what is coming up for you guys. So, Lisa, whose number we chose, says, we are all in control of our own individual thoughts. Exactly, it's in control. And just a reminder for anyone else who needs to hear this, that control do not mean suppressing, you know, like trying to kick the thoughts out, trying to kick the guest out. It also do not mean ignoring that the guest is there and you are looking at something else, you're doing something else. You know, Controlling means that you are the one in control, that you are the one sitting on the seat of consciousness and you are observing them. You are not one with them. You are not sharing your seat with them. You are on the seat and you are observing them, and you decide whether to believe what they are saying, or whether you don't want to believe them. You are listening to it, but you don't let it affect you. Sometimes something that we do when for example, sometimes our relatives speak something and we are like, okay, we can't say something, but I'm not going to let that affect me. So kind of that. um and yeah, so I wanted to just clarify that controlling means that you are on the seat and you are observing them, you're aware of them, that okay, they are there, they are saying this, and you can, respond. You can take the next action wisely, that you can choose to believe them if that is helpful for you. If not, then you can choose to not. So yeah, that is the control that you have. Uh, so yeah, I'm glad, Lisa, that it is resonating with you in terms of those guests being the thoughts. And in case a lot of negative thoughts are bothering you, Lisa, or anyone else in this space, I do have like a little something called um it's called a little reminder for you. So I have a playlist which is titled this, and I've created very short, reassuring, soothing talks that leave you feeling hopeful, empowered when any of those negative thoughts show up on your door. So, yeah, if you are feeling bothered by a negative thought, then I would, recommend you to give that a try. And this playlist is very, very close to my heart. So, yeah, it is just below the last one that that I showed you guys, which is okay. Okay. So when you go to the playlist section, this is the one, little reminders for you. So yeah, you can check that out and see if there is something that you need to hear most right now. You're welcome, Lisa. You're so welcome. Okay, Carrie says, we are in control of our own lives and our perspective is important. Everyone has a different perspective. Acceptance of all perspectives frees you to understanding all the differences, yet sameness. I love that. We are all one. Exactly, beneath all the opinions, the different perspectives, the different thought processes, we have the same feelings. We feel the same way. We feel happy, we feel sad, we feel fearful, we feel angry, and we all have the same needs. We want to, we have this need for safety, we have this need for, independence, we have this need for our physical needs, our emotional needs, our cognitive needs, and all of those. We all share those things, and that connects us with other people. But we forget that when two thought processes clashes, two belief systems clashes with each other. We forget that beneath that we are humans. So thank you, Carrie, for like reminding us of that with that comment. I loved your reflections. Okay, guys. So, hmm, I guess that's it for this live. And if you received anything of value from this space and you want to support me, continue do this or to continue create more free resources, you can do that by making a small donation. And you do not need to feel the pressure to do that, only if you want to or only if you can. And if you can't, you can always support my work or help me continue this by listening to my content or by leaving a review or by sharing it with your friends, whatever way resonates with you. Ah, Carrie says, thank you for your words of wisdom and encouragement, Anisha. I'm glad that, those words resonated with you, Carrie. David says, that's very interesting. Thank you. Perhaps my thoughts would be more well behaved if I drank less tea with them and reclaimed my seat sooner. Very often there is a crowd of unhelpful thoughts queuing up for the seat in front of me, and they are reluctant to go. Hmm. So, David, remember, we only have one seat on which we sit, and we do not give them a seat, so they don't get too comfortable in the house. We let them stand, we let them speak, we let them talk to us and convey whatever it is that they are trying to tell us. We do not believe their stories. We again try to understand their needs, their emotions, just like what Carrie mentioned. Oh, what a wonderful connection. Yeah. So we treat them like little persons with like within us, like different parts of us. And instead of believing what they are saying, that this is the truth, this is correct, this is right, we go beyond that and we try to understand the emotion of this part of us. Like, what is this part feeling right now? And we try to understand, what do they need from me, what do they need in this situation. And once we meet that need, once we reassure them that we can do this and this will meet your need, then they would eventually leave. They would have no other purpose to stay in your house. So, yeah, I wanted to add that as well to your comment. I hope that, yeah, something helpful came up from that. And thank you so much for your support, David. I so, so appreciate that. And I'm so grateful. Thank you. Uh, you're welcome, David. Carrie says, be the observer, take what you need for yourself, and let the other things go. Hmm. Exactly, that also that, um, like bringing, because this person who sits on that seat of consciousness has the wisdom to see that this is helpful and this is not. So what they're saying, if you are listening to that for a moment, for the first initial minutes, you see, is this helpful for me, is this not? If it is not, you go beyond that and you go into the feelings and needs, you understand that. So yeah. because those parts of us were formed to help us in some way at that point of time. And it may or may not be helpful right now in our life, now that we have grown up, because those parts are usually, formed when we were a child, when we were like, much younger. So, yeah. Okay, so thank you so much for sharing that. And it's also very normal that you have a line lined up and there is a lot of things coming up at you and you feel overwhelmed. So it's okay that you don't have to get to know everyone at once, because that would be so overwhelming if it was like happening in your real life and there were so many people in your house. So just deal with the one who wants the most attention first, who is causing the more chaos first. You address that, and then you take some rest, and then you move on to the next one. So yeah, Carrie says, most enlightening, Anisha. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. I'm glad these are resonating with you. Okay, so my dear amazing human beings, that's it for this live, and I hope to see you in the next one, which is day after tomorrow, and it is at a little later time than this one, so that the ones who were late can also join us. So yeah, I'm trying to do this and this other time as well, so that everyone can be in the space. I can hang out with you guys. Hmm. And I'm also feeling called to share. Let me see. This way. Yeah. So this is like a part of this that little reminders for you, but I'm feeling called to share this one for anyone who needs to hear this. Like this is not the end of your story. So I hope that some hope or some like other sense of relief comes to you from this. Gary says, Namaste to you, Anisha, and all beautiful souls here. Namaste, Gary. And now, for the ones who are new here in the space, I want to take 5 more minutes of your time and quickly share with you guys three places where you can find all of my offerings, and also where you can find the summary of this live if you are new. So, yeah. So, where you can find it is you can go to my profile, you can go to the home section, and when you scroll down, at the bottom, you will see this called World of Wisdom. So here I share the summary of each live within like 10 minutes of that live getting over. So you can catch on the exact readings and the name of the books that we read today in this beautiful group with 145 beautiful beings here. And now coming to the three places where I have all my offerings. So the first one is just above this, which is called the playlist section. So here I have like 7 playlists. Okay. This is mindfulness meditation challenge, and this is a free challenge. So even if you don't have premium, you can check it out. Then there is nervous system regulation techniques. If you get easily overwhelmed, if you feel numb, if you feel frozen, then you can check that out. Then there is this, like the game we play here, where I ask you guys to pick a number. Here you pick a meditation, and the universe guides you to the right meditation you need that day. And then there is this little reminders for you, which I shared before. These are like very short tracks for specific negative thoughts, so you feel reassured and hopeful. And then there is therapy tools and techniques. So here I showed like specific therapy techniques from different modalities for the common problems that most people have. So you can check it out and try those techniques and learn new tools. And then I have added two new playlists. I'm not sure if I want to keep them or not. But yeah, I just added them, which is like one containing sleep meditations or sleep practices, and this one contains like morning practices. So still thinking, should I keep them or not? Let me know if it is helpful if I keep them separate, or if I should merge them in the therapy one as well, because they are based on some psychological concept. So yeah, this is the first place where you can find all of my offerings. I'm going to be very quick now. Then there is this courses section where you will find all of my 7 courses. You can explore them in your own time. And then the final place is when you go to the About section. And when you scroll down, here you will find all of my other offerings as well. So, yeah, that's it. Those are 3 places. And here you will also find the recording of this live and all the previous lives. So, these are all the 3 places where I have some thing to offer you guys. And I hope you find whatever it is that you need right now. Okay. Carrie says, "Oh, wonderful. I will go check it out." Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for, choosing to spend some time to check out and see if something resonates. David says, "I find the sleep meditations are so helpful and easy to find as they are." Okay, so in that case, I will merge them into the therapy one. Okay, and I will keep everything there because yeah, there are too many playlists. So I'm thinking, should I merge them or not? So thank you, David, for letting me know that it is easy to find as they were. Carrie says, "Love and blessed." Thank you. So I bow down to the divine within all of you. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you heal from any emotional or physical suffering. May you feel the light that you are. I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Namaste.